Now time for the kickoff, football fans, and time to light up a factory fresh sweet cap and listen to the play-by-play of the first quarter as brought to you by Jack Wells.
Well, here we go. The big game of the year. Mel Wilson kicking off for the Calgary Stampeders. Keith Spaeth is holding the ball. The Stampeders kicking off to the Alouettes. It's Montreal and Calgary for the biggest prize in football in Canada. And the officials are waiting for time to be called here. It's going to be a little difficult on these yardage stripes. As Wes has pointed out, the yardage markers on the far side of the field are partly obliterated by the fans now, and the yardage stripes themselves are red, but we'll give it to you to the best of our ability so you football fans sitting at home lighting up a sweet cap and listening to this broadcast can keep track of the play. Here we go, the kickoff. Here's Mel Wilson moving up to the ball. There's the kickoff, and it's a spiral ball, and it goes down to the left end where it's taken by Ralph Toohey. And Toohey goes 5'10", about 9 yards before he is finally pulled down. Ralph Toohey was pulled down by Big Paul Rowe. Rowe moved in there fast, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Montreal Alouettes on their own 39-yard line. Phil Chalk in the quarterback position. He fakes a handoff on the left side, and he slips. The Bob Cunningham slips as he tries to go over right tackle. It'll be no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 to go. Bert Iannone, number 40. So it is 3rd down, and we'll pick up the yard. 3rd down and 2 to go. 3rd and 2. So the Stampeders are in a huddle. 2 running plays. They haven't thrown a pass yet. Mel Wilson over the ball. Spaeth is back to kick. And the ends are playing wide, at least the right end is. That's Woody Strode. Anderson is playing in close. Here's the snap. And there's the kick. It's a high spiral ball. It's going. It goes to Wagner, bounces away from him. It's bouncing crazily on the gridiron. Wagner picks it up momentarily, and he loses it. There's a fumble, and it's recovered by Calgary. Rattler Matheson recovers that fumble of Wagner's, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Calgary Stampeders on Montreal, 41-yard line. The first break of the ball game. No score. Montreal Alouettes nothing, Calgary Stampeders nothing. Yes, sir, there's tension here this afternoon. So it's 1st and 10 for Calgary. The big break of the ball game so far. Using the T formation, there's the man in motion, and it's a fake to Normie Kwong off tackle to the right, and he cuts in, and he's hit by Toohey. And he picks up 5 yards. Vestagia also is in on the tackle. That's 5, 6, 7-yard gain. Normie Kwong off tackle to his right. It'll be 2nd down, 3 to go. Ball is on the Stampeders 34. Stampeders 34. Now they're using a spread formation. The Stampeders out. The line shifts in. There's 2 men playing wide on the flanker spot. There's Hood in motion again. It looks like a pass coming up. It isn't. It's a plunging back to Paul Rowe. He goes through center 5, 10, and about 14 yards. George Vestagia making the tackle. Rowe picks up a 1st down. That was around a 5-10, close to 14 yards for Paul Rowe, right over center. And the Stampeders have the ball on the Montreal Alouettes 15, 17-yard line. Douglas is out of the ball game for the Alouettes. We didn't catch who went in. Pick it up for you in just a moment. So right over center, Paul Rowe. Carl Pappy by the Calgary club. 1st and 10, Stampeders ball, and they're getting close to pay dirt. Wilson is over the ball. It's 1st and 10 on the Stampeders 17. The handoff is to Harry Hood. Over center again, and he is stopped by Eagle Keys, who was backing up the line. And there was a gain of 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 4 to go. 2nd and 4. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. The ball is on the Alouettes' 11-yard stripe. We're at an angle here. And the Calgary fans are really whipping it up now. Wilson over the ball again. Spaeth in the quarterback slot. The handoff is to Rowe. Rowe plunges to the 1-yard line, and he's almost over. He was stopped by Phil Chalk. Rowe was just a yard from pay dirt. Johnny Hammond was also in on the tackle. It'll be 1st down. Rowe really moved it. There's a horn on the play. The ball is being brought back. There's a horn on the play. Let's see if we can pick up that penalty for you. We'll wait for the official. Illegal interference is the decision against the Stampeders. That's what it is. 10 yards, 10-yard penalty. So it is 3rd down. 3rd down and 12 yards to go. 31 and 12 to go. Rowe's long plunge was nullified by illegal interference by the Stampeders. And the ball is on the Alouettes 21 now. We're going to run this play. There's Hood in motion. And it's going to be a pass. I think there's a horn on the play. I thought I heard it. There's the long, long pass intended for Hood. It's going, and it is incomplete. It was on the goal line. It was knocked down by Filchak. Had Hood covered. It'll be ruled as an incompleted pass. No score. Calgary Stampeders nothing. Montreal Alouettes nothing. And we have a replacement here. No score. Montreal nothing. Calgary Stampeders nothing. This is going to be a tight-fitting ball game all the way. So it's Filchak now. He's fading back to pass. He lets it go. It's intended for Cunningham. It's good. He goes for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 yards before he is stopped by Harry Hood. Hood got him. Pass went from Filchak to Cunningham and went from the Montreal Alouettes 25 down to the Calgary Stampeders 45. 40-yard gain on the play. And that's the big thrilling moment of the ball game to date. Filchak to Cunningham. Mark it up as a completed pass if you're marking chart. So it's 1st and 10. The ball is 10 yards in from the sidelines. Montreal ball on Calgary's 45. Filchak gets it, and the handoff is to Wagner, and Wagner is caught by Strode. Shoulder tackle there. It's a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8, 2nd and 9, 1 yard gain. Only a yard gain. Wagner can't get going on that slippery footing. Strode moved in from the right end. Wagner's that dazzling runner of the Alouettes. We expect to see a lot of sparkling running from him today. Here it is. One-leg tackle. And it's Filchak again. Straight down the middle, and it is good. Another pass. And he is pulled down. It went to Ralph Toohey. And the Alouettes are on the march. Mickey Highhash finally caught him. Ralph Toohey cut in from the left stand spot. And he was in the middle there, and with a needle threading pass, he pulled a string on it. So it's 1st and 10 for the Alouettes on the Stampeders 23. Filchak hit him. So this is the Alouettes' first big scoring chance. Here's the T formation again, and this time it's a line play. It's right through there. Festeriga, and he's going to the 5-yard line. Festeriga right over center. To his left, cuts over to his left, and goes to the 5, where he is tackled by Harry Hood. Here's the Stampeders digging in now, and the Montreal Alouettes with their first big scoring opportunity of the afternoon. And that ball is not quite to the 5-yard line. Here it goes again. The handoff is to Bob Cunningham, and he was held for no gain. Matheson really filled in the hole. Matheson backing up the line. Bob Cunningham made no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Try and pick up that yardage for you. We're close to that goal line, not quite 5. I'd say it's about 8 yards to go. Here it is with a handoff on the left-hand side. He's over for a touchdown. Virgil Wagner, left side of the line to put Montreal Alouettes in front by a score of 5-0. Well, there's the opening score of the ball game. Montreal Alouettes 5, Calgary Stampeders nothing. And now they go for the convert. 5-0 for Montreal. Virgil Wagner over the left side of the line from about 9 yards away. Might have been a little closer. Here's Chester McCants doing the kicking. He hasn't missed one all year, so there's the snap. There's the kick, and it is good. It's 6-0. 6-0 for the Montreal Alouettes against the Calgary Stampeders, playing in the first quarter of the national finals. I can't see a vacant seat in this ball yard today. I don't think they could get a Singer midget into the park. There's not any room left. It's packed. It's full. Everybody's here. Chester McCants will kick off for Montreal. The Stampeders have elected to receive. There's the whistle. Here's the kickoff, and it's a short kick, and Norm Hill is going after it. He's set up hard. Everybody was onside, and it's fumbled into touch, where it is picked up by Herb Trowick. Wait for the decision on that. That was a short kick by McCants, with all the Alouettes onside. Naturally, it's a free ball. Hill went after it, got a piece of it, lost it, and we'll see who's got that ball. Montreal have possession on the Stampeders' 46-yard line. Herb Trowick recovering that short kickoff. And there was a gain of 1 yard on the play. if that so, we'll call it second down, 9 to go. What wind there is, favors the Alouettes at the present time. Nobody's kicked for points except the convert. Here's a man in motion again. Filchak has it. It's going to be wide line. Herb Trowick recovering that short kickoff. And there was a gain of 1 yard on the play. If that so, we'll call it second down, 9 to go. What wind there is, favors the Alouettes at the present time. He's kicked for points except the convert. Here's a man in motion again. Filchak has it. It's going to be a pass. He drops back. There goes the pass. It's intended for Cunningham. A long. It's going, and he's got it on the 5. He's over for a touchdown. Cunningham stole that one right in front of Keith Spaeth. Went over for a touchdown. Montreal lead of 11-0. Filchak is really throwing him. He's threading that needle. He's the passer everybody said he is. And of course the Montreal fans here are really whooping it up. There's quite some colorful costumes. Here we go for the convert. McCants will attempt the convert again. And Filchak will do the holding. Could be 12. Nearly an offside. Here's the snap. There was a horn on the play. There's the kick. It's good. And the score is 12-0. I think Calgary offside on the play. But it will be nullified because the point was good. And there it is, 12-0. Montreal Alouettes 12, Calgary Stampeders nothing. On 2 converted touchdowns. One on a pass from Filchak to Cunningham, the other on a line buck by Virgil Wagner. They're ruling out that placement. They marked it on the scoreboard as 12-0. And now the officials have come over the bench and said no convert.
And we're all set to go now in the second quarter, and the Calgary Stampeders are in possession in Montreal territory on the Montreal 49-yard line, midway between the sidelines. Calgary in a huddle now. In that first quarter, Frank Filchak completed 4 out of 5 passes. Keith Spaeth completed 2 out of 3, none intercepted. And now we have Keith Spaeth up there, and Harry Hood's in motion, going to the left. Still waiting for that snap back to Spaeth. Spaeth fading back for a pass to the center stripe. And he can't get it. Yes, he's going to toss it down to Anderson, and it's good for a first down. Down to the 36-yard line. Chess McCants in there to make the tackle. It looked for a moment as if Keith Spaeth wasn't going to get that pass away, but he did. He threw it right into the hands of that elongated Everett Sugarfoot Anderson over at the left. And the Calgary Stampeders are on the march. They trail by 11-0 from that first quarter. They had a good chance to score early in the game, the Stampeders, but a penalty set them back from the 1-yard line of Montreal. Now we have Calgary coming up in their T formation. Keith Spaeth in the quarterback spot. No man in motion as yet, and here it is. Spaeth has it, and he takes it, and he's touched through the left end of that Montreal line, but he's down and thrown for a bit of a loss on that play by Oli Segatore of the Montreal Alouettes, along with Jack Harper. So the ball is now on the 35-yard line. Ball right on the 35-yard line of Montreal, and it's very slippery and a bit muddy right in the center of the field, right where that ball is now. One man in motion coming over to this side, and there it is, Keith Spaeth, and he gives it on a shovel pass to Paul Rowe, and Rowe is down on the 30-yard line, a 5-yard gain. Oli Segatore again in there on the tackle for the Alouettes. There's a gain on that. When they place the ball, it's a 6-yard gain. It's on the 29-yard line of Montreal, with the Stampeders 4 yards short of a first down, 2 yards short of a first down, according to the scoreboard, but it is closer to 4 down there in the field. Here we have now the officials are talking to Keith Spaeth, and Vern Graham is going in to try a placement from the 36-yard line. Vern Graham going to try a placement, and there it is, and it's a long one, but it's to the left, and it's taken behind the goal line by Cunningham out to the 5. He's still going, and it goes into touch over about the 10-yard line, over in the far corner in front of the bleachers. So Calgary's march down the field was stopped. That was a long kick. It had enough distance in it, but was a bit to the left and taken by Bob Cunningham behind the goal line. Cunningham cut to his right and ran it out. So it is Montreal Alouettes on their own 10-yard line over in the coffin. But the Alouettes now are up on their own 40-yard line over at the far side of the field in front of the bleachers. Montreal in their T formation. Frank Vilchuk, the quarterback, at it. He's fading back for a pass, and he throws it, and he jumped high in the air, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Calgary, by Vern Graham. The ball bounced out of the hands of Cunningham into the hands of Vern Graham, and Calgary are in possession on their own 50-yard line. That march by the Montreal Alouettes was stopped there. It was a high ball. Cunningham jumped for it, got his fingertips on it, but it went into the hands of Vern Graham for Calgary. So Calgary are in possession. 1st and 10 on their own 50-yard line over at the far side of the field. The T formation for the Stampeders. No man in motion. Spade gives it on a handoff to Rowe, and Rowe is down on the 48-yard line. There'll be a bit of a loss on that play. Ralph Toohey, that hard tackling end for the Alouettes, broke through and brought down the hard-charging Paul Rowe before he could really get into motion on that bit of snow out there on the field. We have terrific crowd here. The sun is shining. Rather cold as a matter of fact, but the sun is shining. It's a great day for a great football game. 11-0 is the score. Montreal on top. Getting ready for the snap now. And it's back to Keith Spade, fading back to the 40 for a pass over to the side, and it's good to Harry Hood. And Hood's up at the center stripe at the Montreal 50, and he's thrown in a touch. At the Montreal 50 by Virgil Wagner. But it's good for a first down. And the Calgary Stampeders once again are in Montreal territory as they're fighting back, trying to make a ball game out of it. They trail by 11 points. Calgary in a huddle now. Montreal 6-3-2-1 on defense, and Bob Cunningham is in the safety spot. It's 3rd down for Calgary, and they still have 10 yards to go, so they're coming up in kick formation. Keith Spade is standing on the Calgary 50-yard line. Gets the ball, gets the kick away nicely just in time. And it's down to the 10-yard line, bounds over the head to Wagner. Wagner fumbles it over the goal line. Now he'll have to get out. No, he's running into touch and goal for a point. Whether he took that ball back of the goal line, it was very close to the goal line where he touched that ball. And the Calgary Stampeders have finally broken into the scoring column. We're waiting now whether that is a safety touch or not, whether he fumbled that ball on the goal line or out. Apparently it was outside the goal line on about the 1-yard line. Score is not up there as yet. The signal was for 1 point as far as we could see it down in that corner. 11-1 the score. Not up on the board as yet. It is a 1 point. And Montreal now are scrimmaging on their own 25-yard lines. It's Calgary now 1st and 10 on the Montreal 51-yard line. Calgary come up in their T formation. Doug Turner's in there at center. Keith Spade, and it's Harry Hood in motion. Spade, the quarterback, gets the ball, fading back. He's going to toss a pass. He does over to this side to Woody Strode, and Strode is sent in a touch over here, and he has to jump over a bench that's out there. Costa Rica was the man to send Strode into touch, and it is good for a gain of 5 yards to the 46-yard line. Doug Turner up over the ball at center for Calgary now. Keith Spade standing right almost underneath him, gets the ball, and he fakes. That's an underhand pass over to Pete Thotis. Thotis coming around the right side, down to the 15, and he's still going, and he's down to the 4-yard line on a pileup. A great run by Pete Thotis before he was stopped by Jack Harper. Riley Matheson did the blocking, made a big hole for Pete Thotis, left end of that Montreal line, and he went down. And the ball is on the 4-yard line. 4 yards out for the Stampeders as they're threatening now on a major score. They're up there coming in. The fans are going wild. Keith Spade gets it, and he gives it again, and they dive through the left side of that Montreal line, but it holds. Rod Pantages carried the ball, but that line just piled up on him there on about the 2-yard line. On the 2-yard line for Calgary, 2 yards out. And 2nd down. They're in the huddle. Montreal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 8 men on that line. And they're chasing the photographers away again from the touch and goal line in case a play wants to go over to that side. Calgary now on the 2-yard line. They're threatening to score. Montreal trying to hold them in there. Montreal lead by 11-1. And Calgary were up on the line. Now they come back into a huddle again. Montreal have their men all bunched in there. It's an 8 or 9 man line. 8-man line, 4 men behind it. Here comes Doug Turner's up over the ball. Keith Spaeth ready to take it from him. Keith Spaeth gets it and gives it a hand up to Harry Hood around the left side. Hood trying to get over, and Hood goes over. And the Calgary Stampeders are right back in the ball game again. The score is 11-6. Calgary have Norm Hill coming out. And Rod Pantages is going to, or is it Vern Graham? Vern Graham, their good placement kicker, is going to try this convert. The score is 11-6. Ball. Coming out. And Rod Pantages is going to, or is it Vern Graham? Vern Graham, their good placement kicker, is going to try this convert. The score is 11-6. Ball is snapped back. It's held there by Spaeth. He kicks it. It's perfect right through the center. And the score is 11-7. Montreal Alouettes 11. Calgary Stampeders 7. Stampeders coming out of the huddle now up, and the Doug Turner's back in there at the center spot for the Stampeders. It's their T formation. Keith Spaeth ready to get the ball. Pete Thodas in motion to the right. Spaeth is fading back, away back, about 10 yards, and he's smothered, and the ball is loose. The bat is picked up by Herb Trowick, and Trowick is going down for a touchdown. He's over. Keith Spaeth didn't see big Herb Trowick busting through there, and Spaeth had his hand up as if to toss that ball. It was knocked out of his hand, and big Herb Trowick weighs 230 pounds, big colored boy on the line for Montreal, broke through, scooped the ball up. A couple of tacklers tried to get him. He pulled them about 5 yards. Finally, they lost their grip. Harry Hood was the tackler, and he went over, standing up for a touchdown, making the score 16-7. Here's the attempted convert by Ches McCants, and it's good. 17-7, and again the Montreal Alouettes have taken a 10-point lead.
All set to go. There's the whistle. Timing has been called, and we're on our way. There's the kickoff. Oh, it's a high, long ball. It's going to grow on his 10. He's on the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. He was hit. He was really hit that time. Rowe was set up hard by Ralph Toohey, left end for the Alouettes, who came charging in. But Rowe, with a full head of steam, was plowing straight down. That's the second time today that we've seen Rowe do that, taking the kickoff. So it's 1st and 10 for the Stampeders, and those yardage stripes, boy, they're hard to tell you where it is now. And the handoff is to Normie Kwong, off tackle to the right. He goes for 5. He goes for close to a first down. Normie Kwong was stopped by Jack Hopper. Nice tackle by Hopper. It's a 9-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 1. 3 yards short of a first down. This is the 3rd down. It's Spaeth again. He's looking for his receiver. There it goes. The pass is to a hand, and it's intercepted by Filchuk. And he's got a clear field. He's at midfield. He's at the 45. He looks, and he laterals on the far side, where it's taken by Keith English. And they bobble it. It's a fumbled ball, and it's recovered by Calgary. Well, what do you know? What do you know? Mother told me there'd be days like this. Filchuk lateraled, and it was lateral back to Filchuk. And on the second lateral, it was fumbled and recovered by Keith Spaeth. So it's Calgary in possession once again, but deep in their own territory. The play actually was to the benefit of the Montreal Alouettes, as Calgary had possession on the Alouettes 27. For that pass interception by Filchuk, it looked like he had a clear field if he'd have been running. So it's 1st and 10. Shift is to the left. Spaeth fakes a drop. Oh, and he's hit from behind, and he is tackled hard by Glenn Douglas. Has a loss on the play. Loss on the play of 7 yards, 7-yard loss. So it's 2nd and 17. Norm Hill's got in the ball game for the Stampeders. So has Pantages. Paul Rowe comes out. 17-7, playing in the 3rd quarter. Calgary striving to whittle down that lead, and the Alouettes are digging in. Second down. Here it's going to be a quick kick by Pantages. It gets away. It's a spiral. It bounces to Cunningham at midfield. He's on the 50. He fakes a kick and goes for a 7-yard gain, where he is tackled by Sugarfoot Anderson with able assistance by Ken Keir. So it'll be 1st and 10, Montreal's ball on Calgary's 52. 17-7 is the count. Montreal leading 10 points. Well, there's a great sight to see this football park jam like this. This is Canada's greatest sports spectacle. And Sweet Cap are bringing you this broadcast. 51 states. It's Filchuk dropping back. There goes the pass, a long one. It's going for a touchdown if it's good. And it's intercepted by Pantages on his own 15. He's on the 20, but the whistle is gone. He was down. He got up and started to run. And the fans are really hollering. Listen. Well, we've had 2 pass interceptions, one for either side. Wagner intercepted one and Pantages the other. Pass was intended for Wagner, and he got behind Pantages. Pantages went up and pulled it down. He slipped and was on his way when the official blew the whistle. So, let's check this now. Montreal have that ball. We'll check that for you. It was ruled interference on the play. It was ruled as a completed pass. Filchuk is throwing another one to Wagner. Wagner gets it, and he is on the 20 when he is thrown into touch. Riley Matheson backing up the line. Boy, we blew that one. It looked as though Pantages had cleanly intercepted the pass. It was ruled interference on the play, and Montreal given possession. That's how it's ruled, and they are the officials, and they're calling a good game. So it's 1st and 10 for the Stampeders, 10 yards in from the sideline on approximately the Calgary Stampeders 15, and the Alouettes are against Filchuk again. It's going to be another pass straight down the middle. It's good, and it's to Tui. He's almost on the goal line. He's stopped by Thodas, about 2 yards short of Payders. Tui cutting in from the left side. This boy Tui's been catching a lot of passes. Another first down. Montreal breathing right on the necks of the Stampeders. And it is 1st down and goal to go. They'll be talking about that pass interference in just a moment. Shifts us to the handoff is to Cunningham. He can't make it. And he's held for no gain. It'll be another crack. Yards away. Ken Keir, left side, and Matheson on the tackle. 2nd down. Goal to go. Stampeders in trouble as the Alouettes, the big red machine from Montreal, has moved from their own 25. Here goes again. The handoff is to Wagner, and Wagner is hit. He's over. He bounces off Anderson and gets over for a touchdown, and Montreal pick up another 5 points. Joe Wagner picked up the necessary 2 yards. Around the right side, Anderson hit him, but Wagner bounced off him and made it. And it is 22-7 for the Alouettes. So Chess McCants will go after the convert. And the Alouettes have a commanding lead in this 3rd quarter. McCants marks the spot. Filchuk will do the holding. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Takes his time. It's good. And the score is 23-7. Montreal Alouettes 23, Calgary Stampeders 7. Well, there's the score, 23-7 for the Montreal Alouettes on that ruling by the officials that the pass was the interference on the play. Here's Hal Walker, who's a football student way down here in Toronto. What about it, Hal? Did you notice that play?
Well, it's a very funny one, Jack. As a matter of fact, I thought it was a clean interception by Pantages, but obviously the rule that he had interfered with the receiver Wagner, and that's just apparently what happened. So that's what the call was made by Jimmy Simpson, the field judge, and it was a big break for Alouettes and a bad break for Calgary.
Well, that's it. The officials are calling them mighty close. The Alouettes will kick off to the Stampeders. McCants doing the kicking. There's the kick. It's a long one. And there's a fan on the field out there. And the ball rolls to Pantages on the 5. He's on the 10-yard, the 15, and he is hit, but he keeps right on going. He's on the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and he's in the clear all but one man, and he is pulled down at center field. Pantages going from the 5. And there's a player hurt. We'll give you the exact yardage of that run of Pantages. He was spinning, dancing, and diving, bouncing off would-be tacklers. And we'll see who was hurt on that play. It looks like a Montreal player injured his ankle. Well, we get a clear look at him. Looks like Cunningham. It was Cunningham. He's shaking it off. He's staying in the ball game. That was a 49-yard run by Rod Pantages, formerly of Vancouver. And it'll be third down and about 2 yards to go. Maybe less than 2. Third down and 1 to go. Third down and 1 to go. With the ball on the Montreal Alouettes 16-yard line. And Spaeth has run 2 ringers there. One to Hood and one to Thotis. Thotis made a nice catch. But Filchok, who's playing a brilliant defensive game, especially pass defense, was right there to meet him. They're going to run it. 1-yard gain is all that's necessary. Pantages hits the line. He's driven back. He may lose possession. We'll see. Pantages was up there. It may have made it. We'll see. It's going to be close. They may call for the measurements. It is not a first down. Pantages just fell inches short of making a first down. A Montreal takeover on their own 16-yard line. That could have been the turning point for the Stampeders. They needed that first down.
Ball be held there by Filchok.
Oh, the Alouettes have possession.
Calgary's 21.
They needed that first down, so the Alouettes have possession.
Calgary's 21, and it is third down now for the Montreal Alouettes, and they are 7 yards short of a first down. Montreal players now in a huddle. Wagner's back, and they're up onto the ball. They're lining up on the 29-yard line. A bit of an angle, not too much. They're going to try a field goal. McCants is going to kick it. It's a beautiful kick. It's good. It's good. A beautiful kick from the 29-yard line. 3 more points for the Montreal Alouettes, making it 26-7. Montreal Alouettes 26, Calgary Stampeders 7. It's a 21-point deficit that the Calgary Stampeders are facing now. 3 points there off the boot of Ches McCants, who's having another good day. Ches McCants, a former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, who has been really sensational all season long with the Montreal Alouettes with his scoring prowess. Most of it coming from that educated toe of his. 2nd and 7 to go. Doug Turner in at center for Calgary. The T formation, no man in motion. One man runs to the side, Thotis. And here's a pass along to Sugarfoot Anderson, and it's an underhand pass over to Thotis. And he's down at the 45 to the 50 to the center stripe, and he's sending a touch over at the Montreal 52-yard line. A nice play there. Sugarfoot Anderson, the pass from Spaeth to Sugarfoot Anderson, just over the line of scrimmage, and then it was flipped back underhand, a running play down the left side. So it is 6-yard gain. It's 3rd and 4 to go for Calgary. They're on the 43-yard line of Montreal, and they're lining up in kick formation with Spaeth back almost on the center stripe. He kicks. He gets a beautiful spiral away down to Cunningham. Cunningham takes it running back towards the goal line. He's on about the 1 now, and he has to step into touch. He's sent in there on somewhere around the 2-yard line over in the far corner. Vern Graham is going in now for Calgary. And we have Jack Harper coming off for Montreal. George Festeriga has gone in to replace Harper. Vern Graham has gone in for Calgary. And we have one of the Stampeders coming off. It looks like Norm Hill. So Montreal now are going to, they're in a huddle back behind their goal line on about the 2-yard line. Montreal out of the huddle, up onto the ball in their T formation. Frank Filchuk in a quarterback, gets the ball, gives it on a handoff, and the running player out. Cunningham is smothered behind the goal line, and that'll be a safety touch, 2 points. Points for the Calgary Stampeders as Cunningham on a running play to the left was smothered behind his goal line. Riley Matheson broke through there and made that tackle behind the goal line for 2 points. So the score now is 26-9. Montreal 26 and Calgary 9. Ball is being brought out.
One of the smoothest backfield combinations ever seen in Canadian football was that of Pep Ledley and Red Batstone. The old-timer still thrilled to the thought of their brilliant work when they starred for Queens. They're no smoother than the combination of coolness, fragrance, and genuine smoking satisfaction in Sweet Caps.
On that play, there was a fumble behind the line, and Sugarfoot Anderson has picked it up, and he's over for a touchdown.
Frank Filchuk tried to give a underhand pass to Virgil Wagner. Wagner fumbled behind the line of scrimmage, and Sugarfoot Anderson for Calgary picked up that ball and ran for a touchdown. That makes the score 26-14. Montreal 26, Calgary 14. Calgary players in a huddle now. They're trying for the extra 5 points. Try to make this score at least closer. All the Calgary players are standing up on the touchline. It is Vern Graham going to try the convert. The ball is held there by Spaeth. Graham kicks. It's perfect. Right through the center. And it's 26-15. 26-15. That's an 11-point margin now for the Montreal Alouettes as Calgary are fighting back in this final quarter. After the Montreal Alouettes had piled up what looked like a commanding lead, the Stampeders are not giving up by any means, and they're going to stay in this ball game right till the end. 26-15 is the score. Second down. Montreal now with their T formation. Frank Filchuk gets it. It's a pass over the center of the line to Cunningham, and it's good. No, that was Ralph Toohey. Ralph Toohey cut in there from the end on a button hook play, and he was stopped by Keith Spaeth, but it's good enough to move the yardsticks down to the 23-yard line. Montreal on the Calgary 23-yard line, 1st and 10 to go, as the Alouettes are threatening now to add to their margin of 11 points with 7 minutes to go in the game. Frank Filchuk in a quarterback in the tee. He gives it over for a running play around the left side to Virgil Wagner, and Wagner is brought down after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards by Paul Rowe. That places the ball on the 16-yard line of Calgary. 2nd and 4 to go for Montreal on the Calgary 16, the north end of the field, over where the footing is pretty good. Filchuk fading back for a pass, gives it on a handoff instead. George Festeriga took that ball and tried to cut through center. We'll have to see. It's going to be close. Doug Turner in there in defense along with Riley Matheson. It is a first down. It's a first down. The ball on the 11-yard line on the Calgary 11. Montreal 11 yards out from the Calgary goal line. Here's Filchuk tossing a pass, and it's knocked down. Knocked down by Riley Matheson. And Ches McCants is going to try a field goal from the 20-yard line. A little bit of an angle, not much. He had one from about the same angle before and further out. McCants kicks, and it is no good. It's no good. And Thotis picks the ball up. He's right near the dead ball line, and he runs it over to make the score 27-15. A single point there on that kick, which Thotis ran, just stepped, as a matter of fact, over the deadline. And that's the score at the present time with about 6 minutes to go in the game. 3rd down and 6 yards to go for Montreal, and they're going to kick. Fred Kiek is standing on the 41-yard line, gets the snap, gets the kick away with lots of time, getting wonderful support. The ball bounced on the 5, bounding over the goal line to Thotis, and Thotis slips as he tries to run, and he's down for another single point, making the score 28-15. Montreal 28, Calgary 15. The final score 28-15. The officials are still talking to the players out there. The timers with the 1-minute flag just can't be seen in that crowd, but the game is over. The fans just swarm onto the gridiron. Montreal Alouettes have repeated their Grey Cup East-West final victory of 1931. Lou Heyman has continued his perfect record as a Grey Cup coach. He hasn't lost. Les Lear, who was the winning coach last year, is the loser today. But the Calgary Stampeders were not disgraced by any means. The goalposts are being carried right into that crowd that's just milling around the players. They just can't move. The players are trying to get through that crowd, and it's almost an impossibility. The Montreal Alouettes are smiling as they come off the field. The Calgary Stampeders are a little downcast. They had their big innings last year when they defeated the Ottawa Rough Riders. It was a game that could have gone either way, but in the end, the Montreal Alouettes seemed to have a little more power. Perhaps they liked the footing of that slippery gridiron out there a bit more than did the Stampeders. The goalposts are being carried off now, and it's a terrific milling crowd. They're coming out of the bleachers. They're coming out of the grandstand out onto the field, and we have signs. We have the Grey Cup already printed in advance, and they're showing them now. The Montreal signs, placards are being hoisted high in there. The players are just not able to get off the field. Sugarfoot Anderson of the Calgary Stampeders is being surrounded down there. It's a wild milling crowd down on the gridiron. Perhaps the Montreal Alouettes smiling, trying to get to their dressing room down below us. The Calgary Stampeders are over to the dressing rooms to our right, and they're having great difficulty in getting to theirs too, as the crowd is just milling around, completely covering